And are you refreshed? Good. Now what? We're going to ask you to come forward, not because you're standing on your chair and waving your hands, but stand if you will. Stand if you will. Further forward. We are wanting to right here. You are the one.
Hi. Yeah, thank you. Hi. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Berta.
We're ready for you.
Okay. I have a couple of questions. First is related to my basically, I feel confused sometimes, and I stay at home for so long. I have 2 children, and I would like to study. I would like to do something, to be successful, and do all that stuff. But then it seems like I don't know how to start. I would like to have a really excited job and something fun, but it seems like every time I think of, okay, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that, it seems like I'm stuck. I don't know how to start. So
well, it's interesting, and you very wisely and innocently said, but it seems like every time I want it, I feel stuck. So it's like wanting but not allowing, wanting but not allowing, because you're letting your awareness of where you are dominate your vibration. And we were talking about that earlier. It's an easy thing to do, isn't it? Because what is so dominant, it's so evident, it's so much easier to notice. And our friend earlier, you heard him say, so if I can visualize it, but you don't know what to visualize because there's not enough detail. So it's helpful to think about what you want and why you want it. So why do you want? What do you want and why do you want it? Be as brief as you can. I want
to be successful. I wanted to have a really fun job, whatever I do.
I want to be successful because
I want to be successful because I would like to pay everything we owe, and I would like to be successful because I want a beautiful house in a beautiful sunny area.
Now, before you go further, I would like to be successful. Why? Because I would like to pay everything we owe. Why?
I wanna live. I wanna be without worries about financially.
Because I want to feel better.
Yeah.
I want to be successful. Why? Because I want a beautiful house. Why?
I want to enjoy my life.
Because it would feel good to be in a beautiful house. It would feel good to enjoy. So everything that you want, everything that everyone wants, you want because you think you would feel better in having it. So the process to get there is to feel better first. Many people say, well, give me the success and then I'll have a good feeling response. That's kind of what you're saying. I want to be successful because once I am successful, then I will feel good. Then I will feel happy in my house, and I will feel happy when our bills are paid. And we say, but you don't have the ability right now, this red hot minute, to pay off everything, and you don't have the ability the financial ability right now to find and pay for your house right now, but you do have the ability to do the very thing that is the reason that you want to do those things. You have the ability to feel that way first. It's the idea of believing it before you see it rather than needing to see it before you believe it. It's a matter of finding the feeling of it. And so it really is about just practicing the feeling.
Do you feel I'm doing better? I mean, a couple of years ago from now, my vibration is better?
You have to understand, when we address you and acknowledge you, you already have all of those things. And so it is frankly really odd to us to hear you speaking as if you don't have them. It's like, what kind of strange language is this? Because vibrationally speaking, it is already done. But we have the ability to feel the vibration of it and respond to that, where you are still, like most people, responding to what you're seeing. It's just what we were talking about earlier. It just takes a little bit of practice. So let's make the trek here from knowing what you don't want, or from being aware of its absence to being more aware of its presence. So do you think that you have the ability to be specifically negative about what's going on? In other words, are you having any serious discomfort or unhappiness in your life relative to the lack of success?
No.
So we can't even draw specific negative from you, but we could get some general negative from you. So be generally negative about where you are relative to this subject.
Okay.
Right now. I don't like where I live. Not true? Too specific? Mm-hmm. Do you really have anything to talk about? In other words, things are going pretty well, but you want more. So, but what kinds of things, what kinds of discouraging things do you hear yourself saying? I wish I could. What? We will let you speak.
I hate the rain.
Say again.
I hate the rain. I don't like the clouds. I want a different house. Even though my house is beautiful, I just picture it completely different. I want to change. I want something different. I'm a person that likes changes, so living the same way for too long, I get bored with that.
So do you find her specific or general? That's pretty specific. Keep going a little bit, just a little bit.
I would like to find what my passion is. It's like,
well, but we want you to play our game just a little bit, because
Okay.
because to say what you want from a place of feeling its opposite doesn't get you very much movement. And so what we want to show you is how you can move from the specifically knowing what you don't want to the more generally knowing what you don't want, until you actually feel a difference. Because you've already made your statement of what you want, not just to us here, but to the universe at large. You've already put all of those things and so much more. If we tried to articulate what's in your vortex, it would take more hours than we have to be together here today. So your vortex is just full of all kinds of wonderful things that you want, that are going to surprise you and delight you as they come into your manifestational view. But in order to get to them more quickly, which is what the point of this conversation is, you have to move vibrationally. So we want to show you, we ask you if you thought you could be specifically negative, and you said no. Almost anybody would, because you don't want to be specifically negative. It's like, oh no, I don't want to do that. In fact, I don't do that. But yes, you do. Yes, you do. When you say, I'm not very happy where I live, and I'm sort of bored with what's going on, and I like change and that sort of thing, that's pretty specific. So give us a little bit more of that, and then we're going to evoke from you more general statements about what you don't want. Why do you want a new house? What's wrong with where you are?
I don't feel it's my place to be. I want
Because?
I want to be in a warm place. It's just a different house, that's all.
Because you see what's happening. As you listen to her, she sounds as if she's trying to say positive words, doesn't she? And that's a very good thing. But saying the words isn't the same as feeling what you're saying. And so maybe you are not specifically negative enough for us to get any movement from you because you're sort of stubborn about it. As we try to guide you into more specific negative, you're not willing to go there. And part of the reason is because you listen to those like us who have convinced you that it's always better to talk about what you do want. But we're trying to help you to understand that your words don't matter. It's how you feel behind the words. And so using words that sound good isn't enough. You have to find, and so sometimes it's worth figuring out how you really feel, because if you don't get to the way you feel so that you can consciously feel a shift in the way you feel, then you don't make any movement. You see what we're getting at? So let's just start with you, because you've convinced us that you are not specifically negative. A little bit you've convinced us. Are you convinced? We're not really convinced. But since we can't get you to go there, just be generally negative with us then about where you are.
Negative, okay. I sometimes feel that I'm not worthy because I haven't finished something. I got married too young, and I've been at home, and so I feel that I could have already finished my career or be working, earning money, but I don't. So that's how I feel. I've been cleaning the house. That's all I worry about. Am I cleaning the house,
so
cooking?
It's pretty specific, isn't it? It's pretty specific, and it's pretty heavy duty in the sense that I feel that I should be doing so much more than I'm doing, but I'm sort of locked in here, and I've got some patterns set, and I feel like I'm bogged down, and things aren't really moving for me, and I don't know the direction that I should go now, and I can't get a sense of what to do because nothing's showing itself to me, and all I know is that I don't want to be here, which lets me know that I want to be somewhere else, and I'd just like to get this whole thing sort of started. So we just did a sort of identification of where you are in a sort of complaining way from your point of view, and it was specific enough that you could feel it, and pretty accurate. What you said and what we reflected back, pretty accurate. I want to move faster. I want to get a faster run on life. We're speaking it in a sort of complaining format. Now we're going to speak like that, but in a more general sense. Things could be going a lot better for me than they are, and I really wish that I could figure out what I'm supposed to do. And I'm sort of bored with all of it because I can feel that something should be moving better for me, but I'm sort of stuck here. Now it's more general, and so it feels less controlling. So let's just stay there for a little longer until the general negative takes a stronger hold. I guess I'll figure it out eventually, but it's taking me longer than I wanted it to. And when I look around at some others, I see that their lives all seem more interesting than mine. And the comparison is part of what's bothering me a little bit. And I think I had dreams when I was younger that I realize I have not achieved soon enough. And so that's part of what's bothering me, is that I just want it to go faster. But mostly, I just want to feel more excited about life than I do. I want to wake up feeling more interested in my day. I want something that calls more through me. So now, that was all pretty general, and it was also pretty complaining. So now let's see if we can move from generally negative to more generally positive. Well, things do have a way of working out for me. My life is pretty good when I really look at it. I don't have a lot to complain about, but I suppose I'm always going to want something that's a little bit more than I have. And I'm starting to believe that that is the way it is supposed to work, that we are constantly here sorting and sifting for the purpose of expansion. And boy, can I feel the expansion bubbling within me. And in many ways, I like the feeling of the expansion bubbling within me, unless I'm in a moment when I'm noticing that I'm not getting the expansion, and then I'm kind of hard on myself. But I don't want to be hard on myself. I want to be happy more of the time. And I want to notice when I am happy more of the time. And I think I could do a better job of noticing when I'm happy more of the time. And I'm going to do a more specific job of appreciating where I am. And I know that it will get better. And I have a sense that things will get really better when I am really appreciating where I am more. It's like my stuckness seems to be hinging around my awareness of what isn't happening, where if I could just start appreciating the positive aspects of where I am, that might begin to loosen its grip just a little bit. Maybe my feeling of stuckness won't be so severe. Now, did that feel a little better to you?
Mm-hmm.
Did it feel better to
Definitely.
you for her? In other words, it was more general and felt a little better. Now you're in a more general place. Now you can begin to romp a little bit. And don't go faster than you feel like going. You have to just sort of feel your way, because as we were demonstrating with these cards, if you get too specific before you've moved vibrationally, it will backfire on you and you will just feel more dissatisfied with where you are. So you want to take it nice and slow so that it feels better to you. The vortex is a feeling experience, because as you said, you don't know where or when or who or how. You just know what and why. You want success, and it's a very big word. And why? Because you deserve it, and because you know it, and because it's natural, and because it should be. But so let's see if we can make our way there from the general feeling of positive. So things are going pretty well for me, and I like the idea of them getting better and better and better. And nothing is more exhilarating for me than to have a plan occur to me and then to execute my plan. Actually, I'm pretty good at that. And many of the things that I'm enjoying now in my life at one time were not even there. And I made a plan and found my way to it. So I know that I'm pretty good at this. I think I just got too involved in observing what is. Or maybe in my very young life, I needed more opportunity to know what I don't want so that I could know what I do want. How do you know that you're going to be bored with all this, and this until you have it and it doesn't feel like enough? Maybe this feeling of boredom that I have really isn't about my lack of success, and isn't telling the story that I will continue to have lack of success. Maybe this feeling of boredom that I'm feeling right now, or this feeling of stuckness, is because I have explored the vibration of where I am and have launched enough rockets of desire that's what that feeling of stuckness is. I'm not bored. I've launched rockets that I'm not allowing. And so it's just a matter of anticipating that there's something more for me. And I don't have to figure out exactly what it is. It makes me feel better just knowing that it's there. I hear all kinds of people talking about how this surprised them and delighted them and how they didn't see that coming. And I'm beginning to recognize that if I can find the vibrational essence of something and I can just generally begin to feel more optimistic, then more things are going to occur to me. And when I think about it, I really wouldn't want to know every single thing that's coming. Talking about a boring life. If I knew everything that was coming right before it came, it would be like hearing the punchline to every joke before I hear the joke. And right in the middle of somebody telling the joke, I just say over and over again, heard that one. Oh yeah, heard that one. Oh yeah, heard that one. There's a better way of telling that one. Oh yeah, heard that one. Heard that one. Heard that one. Yeah, I've heard that one. Don't you just love it when somebody gets you with a new one that you haven't heard and really catches you by surprise and make you really laugh as it twists your perspective in a new place? You really want the universe to surprise and delight you. I really want, well, speaking your voice, I really like it when the universe surprises and delights me. And I just have a feeling that with all that I am feeling bubbling within me, that there are all kinds of things out there. And I think that what I've been describing is less a feeling of boredom and more a feeling of impatience, because the larger part of me knows the possibility of what's there for me. And I can feel that somehow, without even meaning to, I'm holding myself back from that. And I just love the idea of giving up whatever it is that's causing me to hold back, so that something new can come, and something new can come, and something new can come, and something new can come. And I don't really even care what it is. I just want it to come in all of the delicious ways that I know that it will. I have a feeling that as I've been sifting and sorting through contrast, that I have put details into my vortex that are all bright and blossoming for me, and that I'll know it when I see it. And so I'm going to stand in my place where I am and hold myself in a place of appreciation with what is and eagerness for more. I really like that feeling of eagerness. I like that feeling of knowing that more is coming from me and not knowing exactly where, when, who, how. I love surprises. I really like it when somebody does something, when somebody walks in. I really like it when I rendezvous with ideas and with people. These things are happening to me all the time. And I've been taking it as a sign that things aren't moving fast enough, when all along it's been a sign that things are moving. So I'm satisfied with the movement that I'm getting, and I'm eager for it to become more. And it'll be fun to see what the universe has in store for me. And I'm looking forward to beginning to getting some glimpses into what's going into my vortex. I know what I've put there in the way that it feels. It feels like freedom. It feels like fun. It feels like expansion. It feels like things being called through me. So it feels like inspiration. It feels like being more alive. It feels like passion. It feels like being who I really am. It feels like getting on with what I came waiting for. I can feel all of these things, and that's why I'm describing it from an attitude of impatience, because I don't know exactly how it's going to unfold. But now I realize it's enough for me to feel those things and to know it's coming and to stand by in readiness to see it as it comes. So now I'm in this place. I can feel that things have moved for me already. I expect that I'll begin to get some movement right away. And I sure, because of this conversation that I had with myself, I'm not feeling bored right now. Are you?
No, no at all. Thank you.
Very good.